Okay, we're starting out in a child's pose so we can start to kind of open up these hip creases and the low back. So come on down. And give yourself some time to sink into your child's pose. Sometimes it's a little bit uncomfortable at first. And so you always have the option to widen your knees or rest your head on your hands if it feels a little tight. But once you get down and you're feeling pretty comfortable, start to breathe deeply. And we'll spend a few moments just letting gravity and time do most of the work. And all we have to do is just find that deep breath. So we're finding our most expansive inhales and exhales, please. Thinking of moving your torso as much as you can with your breath. So your biggest inhales. Your biggest exhales. And we want to get a sense here that not just the front body is moving and expanding and contracting, but the back body is also doing the same thing. So feel your low back expanding, contracting. Find some spaciousness in the inner back at the top of your inhale, maybe inflating a little bit in the back body. And then look for that same feeling of spaciousness between the shoulder blades and the back of the neck. Again, at the top of that inhale, when we're the most expansive. And with each exhale, on the flip side, on the exhale, feel the belly button really pulling into your spine. Okay, not just the belly button, but the sides of the belly, the low back, everything's pulling inward. And when we focus on that big inhale and that big strong exhale, we really strengthen the muscles that run around the middle of your belly, so your transversus abdominis. And that's really one of your main low back support muscles. So give yourself that low back support. Hopefully you've softened into this posture a little bit more. Maybe you're beginning to notice where you feel this the most. If your hips are feeling tight, probably your hips. Low back is tight, same thing, probably your low back. Maybe your chest and shoulders are feeling a little bit nice, okay, as you walk your fingers out and feel a real expansion in your chest, armpits. Now start to walk your fingers out away from your hips. Move the shoulders away from the ears and put some nice grounding in your hips here. So really sending that chest a little bit forward if we could. Maybe lifting your elbows, maybe even lifting your palms. So I want you to think of moving your shoulder points away from each other here and maybe rocking that chest a little lower. Keep your long arms, keep your lifted elbows and your big chest. Let's walk the hands out to the left and get a little side stretch in the right side. Take some breath here. And find some extra space in the right side of the low back, the rib cage. Again, that right armpit might be opening up a little. Let's walk the hands through center and to the other side. To the right. This time the left side is getting that opening up feeling. Let's bring everything back through center. So come back through, come up to hands and knees here. And we'll just take some cat-cows and start to warm things up and move things around. So with your strong hands gripping the floor and with your elbows moving inward, so your upper body is super turned on, we're gonna lift the belly button away from the floor and pull heart forward on the inhale. So as you pull your heart forward, keep the belly button lifting towards your spine. And with your exhale, push the floor away. Maybe drop your head and shake it out. Find some nice front and back movement here. Nice wave moving up and down your spine. I want you to feel the tailbone initiating each extension. The tailbone initiates each spinal flexion or rounding. Also get some side to side movements in here. Roll it, kind of jump roping it around a few times. And let's find a nice flat back here. Tuck your toes and hover your knees. So we'll start to wake up the legs a little bit. Start to wake up your core. So wrap that belly button in again. Could we send the heart a little bit more forward, elbows in. Still hovering those knees. Can always drop 1 or 2 knees if you need a break. But stick with this challenge. Maybe one more big breath in. And with your exhale, press it back to down dog. Again, not a textbook down dog because we're not super warm in the backs of the legs, so walk it out. And we'll just start to move a little bit, just get a little bit warm. So here we go. Heart moving forward. Find your plank. So nice inhale into plank. And with your exhale, press it back to a down dog. And we'll just take a few plank dogs like this. So heart moving forward, inhale, plank. Exhale for down dog. You can do this with really bent knees, and I'm showing you what that might look like if you kept your knees bent. You can also drop your knees, and I'm showing you what that might look like if your knees were on the floor. So you have so many options, okay? I want you to really make this practice suit you and the mood that you're in and the practice you want to cultivate today. 3 more plank dogs. Plank and dog. 2 more. Nice plank. Nice dog. Last one. Plank. And dog. Okay, here, bend your knees, walk your hands to your feet, and we'll hang for a little while. So bend your knees enough that you can really let your spine hang. Maybe sway. And then make sure your knees are bent enough that you can look back between your knees. Your spine really is hanging, okay? If you're hanging like this and your chest is way up by your hips, it's not so good for your back. So be good to your back here. And as you're ready, friends, we'll roll it up. So press into your heels, stack your vertebrae up, lift your heart nice and high. And with your exhale, let's reach out to one side. So wrap the belly button in, hips go one way as your hands reach the other way. Inhale back up to center. And let's go the other way. So hips go out, hands reach the other way. Inhale, bring it back up to center. And exhale here. Hinge at your hips, fold. We're coming all the way down. Palms are down here. Inhaling, we're walking it forward to a plank. And exhale here, find your down dog. A couple breaths here, and we'll start to warm things up a little more. Okay. Remember, your down dog can still have bent knees, and you can drop to your knees at any time. Let's get the right leg up And bend that right knee, and let's circle out the knee. So we can keep the hips level for now. I'm just kind of finding a little extra warmth in that right hip. This is also a great time just to notice how your right hip is feeling. All right, in case you hadn't thought about it in a while. Now you're thinking about it. And rewind it. Just keep the hips level still. Doesn't have to be a big movement necessarily. Okay, now open up your right hip. Stack it on top of the left. Make this circle really big and silly as you find a huge range of motion for this right hip. Okay, I want you to think of using all of the range of motion that you have available here. Let's rewind it. Keep it big and silly. Very nice. All right, next time the right knee is up behind you, pause. Take a big breath in and extend that right leg out behind. Exhale here, drop that right foot between your hands. We can drop the back knee and inhale, arms up. Okay, exhale here, pull on that right heel like you're trying to move it to the back of the mat. Think of cactusing your arms and lifting your heart. Back up out of that, big breath in. Let's go back in. Exhale, pull on that right heel. One more time. Back out on the inhale. Pull yourself down and in on the exhale. So try to squeeze your knees together here. Get that nice inner thigh engagement and lift your big heart. Maybe one more big breath in here, getting the legs nice and warm. And as you exhale, all the hands come down. Let's bring it back to down dog. Walk it out. Let it go. Let's take a little vinyasa in between, okay? Heart moves forward, inhale. As you exhale, tiptoe to your hands. When you get there, heels down, bend your knees and fold. Inhale here, roll it up. This time, grab your elbows, okay? And exhale to one side. Hips go one way, elbows go the other way. Pull the belly button in, inhale to center. Other side, big exhale. Hips go one way, elbows go the other. Inhale back up to center. Then exhale, let it go. Hinge at your hips, fold all the way down. Palms are down. Inhale here, tiptoe back to a plank. And with your exhale, lower yourself down really slowly. Nice cobra on your inhale. Grip the mat, elbows in, pull your heart up and forward. And exhale, let it go. Tuck your toes. I'll meet you in a down dog. Walk out your dog a little bit more. Okay, we're getting a little warmer, so we can maybe roll the shoulders a little more. Find a little more spaciousness in the backs of the legs. Okay, find some nice stability in your dog, and let's lift the left leg up and out behind. Bend the knee and start to circle out the hip. So keeping the hips level for now. I think it's interesting sometimes to intentionally limit ourselves, give ourselves boundaries, and see what we can do within those boundaries. Okay, reverse this hip circle. You can always drop the right knee if your arms get tired, okay? Okay, now let's open up the left hip, stack it over the right, big silly circles. And rewind it. All right, next time the left knee is out behind you, pause. Take a big breath in, extend that left leg out behind. And exhale, drop the left foot between your hands. Drop the right knee, coming up to your low lunge, Anjaneyasana, okay? Same idea. We're going to activate that left hamstring, pull forward on the exhale. So your left foot is trying to move toward the back of the mat. Inhale and back up out of it. And let's go back in. Exhale, left heel pulls back. Keep the legs active. One more time. Inhale to back out. Exhale to pull yourself back in. Let's hold here. So remember, you're trying to squeeze your knees together. You've got some cactus arms here, lifting your heart up toward the ceiling. Keep the belly button pulling inward so your low back is protected. Strong legs so we can open up that right hip flexor and that left quad or left hamstring. One more breath. And we're letting it go. And all the hands down, back to down dog. Walk it out. Notice how your legs feel. And then let it go. Here's another vinyasa. Heart moving forward on the inhale. Plank. Exhale, tiptoe to your hands. When you get there, heels down, knees bend and fold. Roll it up, inhale. Okay, grab your elbows. Exhale to one side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to center. Exhale here, fold. Palms are down. Inhale, tiptoe back to plank. Exhale all the way down. Inhale here, nice cobra. Pull your heart forward. Exhale here, down dog. All right, let's take 5 or 6 breaths here in this down dog. We'll make this our first official down dog of the practice. So here's where we really start to align things. So hands gripping, please. Thumbs and elbows trying to squeeze toward each other. Heels dropping down, back, and out of sight. Kneecaps lifting, and your belly is extremely long on all sides. Front, back, left, right. Let's keep going, my friends. Inhaling here, the right leg comes up and out behind. Exhaling here, drop that right foot between your hands. Boom. Drop the left heel. Boom. Cartwheel it up and around. Warrior 2. And hold right here. Okay, I'll spin around to meet you. So in your warrior 2, try to get your shoulders over your hips. So there's kind of a tendency, your body kind of wants to send your shoulders forward because you're looking that way, but pull the shoulders back over your hips if you could. Okay, we want to tuck in the tailbone, or pull back in the belly button, and strong legs. So let's start to activate our base. Okay, super important that we're stable. Those left toes point forward-ish, and you're really going to press into the outer edge of the left foot. That right heel is trying to drag itself toward the left foot. So we're getting that inner thigh engagement here. We're feeling nice and lifted in the pelvic floor. So I want to encourage you to drop nice and low into that right knee. Keep it nice and crisp because we're going to send the left hand toward the back of the mat. Drop it. Right hand up. Big breath in. Exalted warrior, okay? With your exhale, right elbow comes to the right knee, left arm up and overhead. Okay? Let's do that again. Inhale, exalted warrior. Try to keep your legs strong and stable. And exhale, swing it back around. Right elbow to right knee. Left arm might reach overhead. One more time. Big breath in. Send it up and back. Big exhale. Send it out and forward. Let's hold here and breathe. Okay, take it easy right here if you want. You can just hang out with the elbow on the knee, and that can be perfectly fine. If you're feeling pretty good and you want to keep going, though, you want to kind of explore on this spectrum of this posture, you can put a block under your right hand and maybe put the hand on the block. Your fingers might come to the floor inside that right foot. Okay, your palm might come all the way down. But make sure you're comfortable, and whatever you've chosen to put on the floor, it doesn't make your chest face the ground. Your chest is still opening up to the side. Okay, make sense? Hold and breathe. So wherever you are, there might be a lot going on in your right hip, And you know what? That's okay. That's why we're here, because we want to get that right hip nice and warm. So if you're still feeling fantastic and you kind of want to explore a little further, drop that right armpit really low. Reach your right hand behind your right thigh until you can put your right fingers on your back. And then the left hand might come behind and find its friend. And if they find each other, I want you to squeeze that thigh tight, drop into the hip, and try to roll your heart up into the ceiling. A lot going on here. So allow the heat to build in that right leg. I want you to keep some activity between the legs, no matter where you are. The legs are still trying to squeeze together. Nice work here, friends. One more big breath in. And we'll let it go. So all hands down inside that right foot. Boom. Let's send it back to down dog. Come on back. Shake it out. Inhaling here, find your plank. Exhale, you might want to hop or step to your hands. You decide. And fold. Inhale, roll it up. Lift your heart. Maybe lean back a little bit as you press your hips forward. And with your exhale, fold. Come halfway up on your inhale. Look forward. And a really big fold on your exhale. Okay, palms are down. With your inhale, you might hop or step back to plank. You decide. Exhale all the way down. For your inhale here, you might take a cobra. Heart pulls up and forward. Or you might strengthen your legs and push the floor away, hovering your legs up off the mat for an upward facing dog. Either way, your heart still moves forward between your arms. All right, whatever you chose, exhale, down dog. Let's take 5 or 6 breaths here, friends. Finding your most intentional down dog. Grip the mat. Hands press forward, feet pull back. Armpits are spinning in toward each other. And you're breathing. As you're ready, second side. Inhaling here, left leg up and out behind. With your exhale here, drop that left foot between your hands. We're going to drop the right heel. Inhale here, cartwheeling it up and around. You're in your warrior 2. Okay, I'll spin around to face you. So this is one of my favorite ways to warm up a hip. Okay, so we're opening the hips out to the right side of the mat or your space, and you're trying to drag that left heel to the right. The right foot is pressing down its outer edge, but we're gathering up that inner thigh inward toward the center. Okay, so feel strong in your legs, and the posture will be so much more manageable for you. So we'll start to flow a little bit. Inhaling here, reach that right hand back and then drop it. Drop into the left hip as you reach that left hand up. Exalted warrior. And exhaling here, left elbow to left knee. Right arm might sweep up and over, okay? Let's do that again. Inhale, exalted warrior. Can you keep your legs strong? Exhale. Extended side angle, and then reach that hand overhead. One more time. Big breath in, exalt. Big exhale, extend. Let's hold and breathe here. You might stay here. Left elbow on the left knee. You may move more deeply into the left hip. You decide what's right for you. You may have a block under your left hand, inside that left foot. You might have fingertips, palm. Okay, breathe wherever you are. Keep the legs strong. Don't let them clock off. Maybe you want that ultimate hip opener here. You're dropping your left shoulder. Okay, you're hooking your left arm under your leg. Right hand comes to find its friend. And we're going to drop the hips, squeeze that thigh, and roll the heart up into the ceiling. Lots of sensation in that leg, okay? Not gonna lie, but that's okay. That's why we're here. Breathe deeply. Allow that heat to build. Okay, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for some good heat. One more big breath in here. We're letting it go. All hands down inside that left foot. Come back to down dog. Notice how you're feeling. And then let it go. Let's take a little vinyasa. Heart moves forward. Inhale to plank. Exhale, maybe hop or step to your hands and fold. Inhale, roll it up. Lift your heart. Heart moves up as the hips move forward. Exhale, down dog. Sorry, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, very big, fold. Palms are down. With your inhale, maybe hop, maybe step back to plank. And exhale all the way down. Inhale, cobra or up dog, you decide. And exhale, down dog. Hold and breathe right here. Okay, we're about to get a little spicy. So take those breaks if you need them. You can always drop to a knee or two knees, or just take a break and do something else. Okay, find the practice that suits you the best. But before we start to go there, 5 or 6 long, slow breaths here in your down dog while you line it up. Right hands, elbows in, shoulders look at each other. Belly is super long, like your hips are trying to move away from your rib cage. Let's get the right leg up and bend that right knee. Point the toes to the left and pause. So we're in a scorpion. Okay, we're really opening up that right hip. But the tricky part is here, the right shoulder wants to come up with the right hip. So what we can do to fix that problem is press the right hand very hard into the floor, pull back on the left hip, and maybe for extra fun, you look under your left armpit and wave at yourself with your right toes. Okay, so I want you to stay right here in a scorpion if this is quite enough and you can't imagine going any further, okay? But we have the option here, if we like, to drop those right toes all the way to the floor on the left. So right tippy toes come down. Your left leg will be like it's in a side plank. So you're strong on the outer edge of that left foot. And if you like, that right arm can reach out for the front of your mat. Hold and breathe right here. And you're always welcome to come on back to that scorpion. Take a break. It should feel nice, that whole front body peeling open. One more big breath in right here. And with your exhale, that right hand is coming back around to the floor. Inhale. Right leg up and out behind you. And with your exhale, that right foot is coming forward and dropping itself between your hands. Go ahead and drop the back knee again. And we'll rock the hips forward and back a few times. Okay, and now I'd like to transition us into a pigeon posture. So we just need to walk the right foot over to the left, and we'll drop the right knee. Okay, for some of us, this is really uncomfortable. If it's uncomfortable for you, flip onto your back and take a figure 4 with your right knee, with your right ankle on your left knee, okay? So please take that option instead of pigeon, if pigeon is painful. But up in pigeon, okay, one of my favorite postures to work with. We have so much going on here, but stay upright in pigeon with me for a moment while we kind of calibrate it together. So you might have your hands or your elbows even out front, but look at your hips, okay, important. Look here, make sure they're level with the mat. Especially, make sure your left hip is level with your right. It's going to try to externally rotate and lift, but you need to internally rotate it and drop it. If you want a little more opening in your right outer hip, You just feeling pretty good about that? You can move the right foot away from your hips, and you can think about having the right foot level with your knee. So play around with that. If that's too much, just bring it back towards your hips. So know you have options there. And once you feel pretty good here, we'll start to walk the hands out, maybe come down to elbows. And maybe today, maybe another day, maybe another lifetime, dropping your head to the floor. Just find some nice, good right hip opening here. And let's put a little activity in the legs. So your left leg, if you could imagine your left leg trying to plug itself into the hip socket, how would that feel? The glute would work, the quad would work, the hamstring, the whole leg would work. So put some activity in that left leg. With your right leg, could you gently press the floor like you're trying to push up off of it? Notice if it changes the sensations in your legs when you activate them a little. Maybe just a 10% of your activation potential, not 100. Okay, as you're ready, we're coming back up on our hands. So if you were on your back in a figure 4, we'll all meet in a down dog, okay? So from your pigeon, you can tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and we'll send the right leg up and back. We're in a down dog. Take a couple breaths to shake it off. And then let's take a vinyasa. Heart moves forward, inhale. Exhale, hop or step to your hands and fold. Roll it up, inhale. Heart up. Think a little bit of a back extension here. Exhale, fold. Halfway up, inhale. And a very big fold on your exhale. Palms are down. Inhaling back to plank. You can hop or step. Exhale all the way down. Cobra or up dog on your inhale. Down dog on your exhale. Five or six breaths here, friends. Long and slow, as always. Find your down dog checklist. Hands, elbows, shoulders, belly, hips, knees, feet. I like to think in down dog of pressing the right and left side of the body together. For me, that just brings everything together. Really feel core activation. Okay, the strength between the legs, the shoulders are really rocking. Let's go, guys. Let's get the left leg up and out behind. Bend the knee and scorpion, pointing the toes to the right. We'll pause. So really peeling up and open in that left hip. Let's make sure we ground into that left hand big time so the hips, so the shoulders stay level. And we're pulling that right hip back. Maybe look under your right armpit and wave at yourself with your left toes. You could stay right here in scorpion and just have a fantastic time, okay? Or you could keep going to a flip dog or a wild thing. Allow those left toes to drop to the floor, tippy toes, okay? The right leg is still long like a side plank. And maybe this left arm just peels open. Big breath here, big heart opening. You might even cactus the left arm to get a little bit more spacious in the chest. One more big breath here. And then let's bring the left hand back to the floor. Inhale here, left leg up and out behind you. And exhale here, drop that left foot between your hands. We'll drop the back knee. And rock the hips forward and back a few times. Okay, we're transitioning to a pigeon here. So we need to walk this left foot over to the right, and we need to drop the left knee. And then we can decide if we want to stay here or if we need to flip it over into a figure 4. So I just Don't want you to force pigeon if it's painful. Don't ever have to force anything here. So stay up with me, please, while we calibrate this pigeon. Okay, let's make sure the hips are level. That right hip needs to come down and in a little bit. I like to tuck my right toes just to make sure it kind of forces the hip to internally rotate. Okay. And maybe if we want a little more from that left outer hip, we move the left foot a little bit away. Do your hips have to touch the floor? Absolutely not. So don't worry if they're floating. Just make sure your hips are level. Okay, now we're going to fold down into this. So come on down. Maybe down to your elbows is enough for today and you just hang your head. Maybe you want to come all the way down. So once you settle into your pigeon, or maybe you're hanging out in your figure four on your back, activate your legs. Okay, even if you're in a figure four, your legs are still active. So we have the right leg super strengthened. I want you to feel the right glute, quad, hamstring, calf. The right leg is trying to plug itself into your hip socket right now. And your left leg is gently resisting the floor. Don't give it all your strength, just a little bit. Okay, let gravity do the rest. Breathe. All right, friends, we're coming up and out of this. So take your time coming up. No rush. If you're in a figure four on your back, rock yourself out. We'll all meet in a down dog. Take your time. Once you get there, walk it out. See how you're feeling. See how the backs of the legs feel, how the hips feel. And let's roll the heart forward. Inhale, plank. Exhale here. Hop or step to your hands and fold. Okay, one last time. Inhale here. Roll your heart up. Think of lifting your heart as you send your hips forward. Exhale to fold. Halfway up on your inhale. And a very big fold on your exhale. Okay, palms are down here. From here, bend your knees. I'm just going to have you put your palms on the ground and come down to one knee and then two knees. And then if your hips sit out to one side, you can come to a seat. Okay, so hopefully feeling a lot more open in your hips and shoulders. We'll just take one more nice little heart opener and then we'll get down and twist and rest. So if you just tuck your fingers underneath your glutes here, just sit on your fingertips and drop your palms to the floor under your shoulders. You can drop back on your elbows. Most of the time you're going to have to fidget a little bit to make sure that your elbows really are under your shoulders, because that's what we're going for, elbows under shoulders. And keep a little bend in your knees just to make it a little more palatable. Okay, so you're supporting your heart on your beautiful elbows. And so I want you to take your shoulder blades, visualize the big plates of your shoulder blades and use them to scoop your heart up to the ceiling. So immediately you'll feel a big opening on the fronts of your shoulders and across your chest, maybe most in your shoulders, who knows. But keep that pressing together and up action, like you're really intending to press your rib cage all the way up to the ceiling. Keep that. Put some tuck in your chin, okay? And start to drop your head as if you wanted to point the top of your head at the back of the mat. Hold right here and breathe. Now keep a tuck in your chin so that it doesn't fall all the way open. You should always be able to talk, okay? Big breath. Keep serving that heart upward, tucking the chin in. I want you to find so much expansion in your heart here. It just feels wonderful. One last big breath, feels good. And as you are ready, tuck your chin back into your chest. We're gonna move our elbows out to the side and come on down to your back. Let's twist, okay? So here you are, just move your hips over to the left and drop your knees to the right. The right hand might grab a knee, but we'll definitely look to the left. Okay, left hand is outstretched, and your left shoulder blade is all the way on the floor. Let's take some long, slow breaths here. Remember, long spine on your inhale. Belly button to spine on your exhale. Two more breaths, just like that. Think of puffing open your chest, almost like you're trying to do a back bend as you ground your left shoulder blade. And remember to strengthen the transversus abdominis that runs around your middle with each exhale. One more breath. Okay, let's bring the knees through center. And we just need to move our hips to the right now. So hips to the right, your knees drop to the left. Maybe the left hand grabs a knee. And we're definitely looking to the right. Right hand reaches out. Right shoulder blade is grounded. Let's take some long, slow breath here. Long spine, big chest. Strong exhales. Two more breaths like that. Last breath here. All right, friends, bring your knees up and in, and resting time. Okay, maybe extend your legs, find a shavasana here, long arms and legs. Maybe some other resting posture. The most important thing is you're resting, your eyes are closing, you're breathing through your nose. And your only objective in this next few moments is just to exist. Okay? Exerting zero effort at all. None. Let the breath be very natural, uncontrolled. And feel your body kind of tingling and sparkling from your practice, kind of soaking it up. Watch your thoughts with compassion and amusement. And let your body relax with each breath. Please keep resting like this for as long as you can. Thank you so much for joining me.